You're gonna wanna be my best friend, baby. You're gonna wanna be my best friend. I said that. You're gonna wanna be my best friend, baby. You're gonna wanna be my best friend. Best friend. You're gonna wanna be my best friend, baby. You're gonna wanna be my best friend. Best friend. You're gonna wanna be my best friend, baby. You're gonna wanna be my best friend. I say that I'm happy. I say that I'm happy.
We ready to start the video? Yeah? Okay. Hey random citizens of the internet, my name is Jordan and thank you so much for coming back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello, what is up? You're a random citizen of the internet now. So today we are going to be talking about my dog. Insert clips here. He's actually right behind me. Can you see him? I would show downwards, but I'm not wearing the appropriate pants because we're in quarantine, and honestly, I'm over pants. Let's be honest. One of the things I wish I knew about having a dog or a puppy prior to getting one is just like how much you kind of have to baby proof your house. That's just like a random side note. That's not even one of the points I was gonna make. But like watching him behind me right now, I just am like, I hope he's chill. I hope he's just going to be chill, because Lord knows he doesn't like to be chill. With that being said, let's kind of get into everything, because if not, I'm gonna get scattered and I'm never gonna finish this video. So okay, yeah, oh, don't forget to like and subscribe. I make videos at least once a week. I think I'm gonna ramp it up to twice a week, and I think it'd be really cool for you to be part of the family.
I kind of hate that last part,
but we're gonna figure out what intro I really do like. Okay, let's get into it. So I have like my little list right here. I have like just the shorthand questions of all of the stuff that, like, the normal stuff people ask. So the first one is,
why did you even want a dog?
we just got married, and well, we just got married in September, so I feel like some people were like, why do you want a dog so quickly after getting married? Yes, I know my nails are not done properly. I promise I'm gonna get them done soon. At home. Stay home, be safe. Okay. But like, why did we want a dog so quickly after getting married? Was it always the plan to get a dog this soon? And the answer is like yes and no. We almost adopted a different dog back in, I want to say it was December, but it hit the fan, and oh my god, when it did, it did. I remember I saw another girl talk about like, oh, I had a sabotage dog adoption, and I was like, did you, sis? And then we had a sabotage dog adoption, and I was like, wow, karma came back swiftly with that Kimbo slice. Because yeah, it was a really, really, really bad experience. But the reason we wanted a dog was because me personally, I wanted I wanted like a protective dog, because for my husband's work, sometimes he has really crazy hours, sometimes I have really crazy hours, and I've had a stalker twice, and this isn't a Tana Mojo. I had a stalker, someone followed me home. It happens for the same Uber. Like, I mean, one of the guys broke into my house, so I don't always like being alone by myself. It makes me a little bit uneasy sometimes. Sometimes you get anxiety after someone breaks into your home. So yeah, that part is like one of the reasons why. And then the other thing was that we both wanted like a companion animal to kind of go and like go out, play fetch, go on like these hikes and stuff when we thought we would be actually doing them. Like, it's taking everything inside me not to go to the beaches over in Philly right now, because like technically they're open, but I'm gonna wait to see what happens. Okay, Larona, I got my eye on you, girl. But anyways, yeah, so that's like why we both kind of wanted an animal. I originally wanted a Rottweiler, which we'll talk about the breed and everything in a second. But I originally wanted a Rottweiler. He wanted a Lab, so we thought we had a Lab-Rottie mix. We kind of do. Again, I'll get into that. But that's why we wanted the dog. So, and then the next one is, why did you guys want a puppy? Whoo, child. I never really wanted a puppy. Matter of fact, I was kind of against it because I knew how much work puppies were. But at the same time, they're like really cute, and I was like, oh my gosh, like think about it, like we basically raised this dog together. Like we have him from when we first got married and we raised him together. Like I think this would be really great. And the thing that I think is sometimes interesting about marriage, at least for us, is that in my opinion, not a lot has changed since we were dating. Like because of Lorona, we've been home a lot more, and this is the most I've seen him or any person in the last 10 years. But not much has changed about our relationship, I feel like, and not much has changed. Yeah, not much has changed. So getting a dog, I thought would be a nice addition, but having a puppy felt like we would basically be having a child. So that was just, it was just crazy. But when we were looking into getting a protective dog particularly, we looked at like Cane Corsos, and we looked at Rottweilers, like full-blooded, and I personally felt like it was more of a liability to get one of these big, large breed protective dogs and not train it ourselves, or have a professional train it, to like adopt a dog from somebody else and just kind of be like, oh, like I hope everything works out well, I hope there's no habits we have to break, I hope that there isn't some underlying fear that this dog has that I don't know about until he bites my neighbor. Like that's what I was thinking about. And my husband was like, okay, I think you're being a little bit much. But as we kind of kept learning about these dogs, it was very obvious that like some really good training needed to go into them. And I think we both agreed at that point, like if we could find a puppy, then a puppy would be ideal. So that's why we ended up with one. I feel like all my answers are so roundabout, but that's why we ended up with a puppy. On to question 3. It's like now question 3 is about what breed is he? Great question, sis. Wonderful question, sis. So he is he's 50% lab, and then 25% American Staffordshire Terrier, and then another 25% protective breed. That's what it came back as, 25% protective breed. And I was like, what the heck does that even mean? Where are you getting American Staffordshire Terrier from? Like, what's going on? So we talked to our vet about it, and our vet told us that like the test that we had done, it's like a good test, but it's not the most reliable thing. She told us like she's pretty sure he's at least like 25% Rottweiler, but she said that the sample size that they have is like so small, and I feel like she explained this really well. And then she even kind of explained why those 23andMe's aren't very great to like base stuff off of. 23andMe's aren't very well to base it off of, because she's like, yeah, if you have a bunch of people who are paying that extra money to figure out what type of breed their dog is, they have that extra income, like of course you're gonna come back with like, oh, this is 100% French Bulldog, or like, you know, more about basically pricier breeds because people have money to waste on them. But when it comes to like figuring out about kind of the mutts or the lower class dogs of the world, people don't typically have money to be spending on that. So like think about pit bulls. You just blanket term pit bull, even if there's a specific breed that it is. And so she was explaining that to us. I hope I explained that well enough. But basically she's like, yeah, she said she thinks he's part terrier, so that part is probably true, but she doesn't think he's pit bull, and she thinks that he's part Rottweiler. So I just tell people that he's lab Rottie because you can obviously tell that he kind of is. But yeah. Now for the 4th question. This is the biggest one. I'm taking a glass of water, or drinking some water, because I have really bad acid reflux right now, and if you guys know how to stop that, that'd be ideal. My mom said I was pregnant earlier. I'm not pregnant, so shouts out to my birth control. Shouts out for no babies, but shouts out also for like making me feel like I'm dying. So this is the not most important, but like this is definitely really important. The cost of getting a dog was, in my opinion, pretty high for him. So to adopt him was $300, as a lot of people know on my Instagram or my previous video with him. He was a rescue from Arkansas, from I believe astrayrescue.org. I want to say that's what it was. But yeah, so he was a rescue from over there, and we had him shipped up. He would have originally been $350, but because he's not been neutered, yes, he is getting neutered soon. She took off $50, and I feel like there's something else to that, but he was $300, and then shipping him up here was $150. I'm gonna write the numbers down just to make sure I do my math right. So $300 and then $150, and then I counted gas from that night in tolls, which was another $50. So already we're sitting pretty at $500 just to go pick up this dog. And then, like, I don't remember all of the pricing, so I'm gonna just generally put it out there. But his kennel was like $70 with a coupon. His food was like $50. Yeah, the food he eats now is like $50. His toys, I would say, probably are about $20 to $50, but that's over the course of like 3 months. And oh, his vet, all of his vet visits, they're paid for on his like little Banfield insurance, like their little pseudo insurance, and that's still like $60 a month. He has flea and tick, that's like another $20 a month. So it all does add up pretty quickly, and it can be really expensive up front to get a dog. That part can be kind of frustrating because it's just like you feel like you're lighting money on fire for the first couple of weeks, but then afterwards everything kind of mellows out, and now we're kind of like on a routine. And hello, shouts out to Graham Stephan, we have a budget for him, so we know kind of how much we're gonna spend on him every month, so we are prepped for it at this point. But I think like for all of the stuff that he needed initially, it was about like $1,000 that we spent within a month to 2 months time. I'd say like a month to 6 weeks time. And then last but not least, what have I learned? This is a question that kind of like my close friends and like my close family ask me, but they're always like, what have you learned from having a dog? Like this, that, and the other. And I've learned another level of patience. Right now, he's been going ham on his toy right here. And sometimes like he's really loud and it can be very annoying, but I'm like, okay, just give it patience. It'll be over soon. Like he plays for a second, falls asleep, wakes up, eats, plays. It's a routine. But I would say patience is a really big one that I've been learning. And then, oh yeah, he's a practice child. Like I say this all the time, like this is my practice child. This is my practice baby. And it's very, very true. He is like a baby. We've had to like baby proof stuff. We've had to change stuff around. Oh my God, I can't tell you how many times he's just like destroyed my carpet, like my rug. He's really good on this carpet because we're very like, we watch him on this one, but my rug, he destroyed it. Just like learning to have patience with him and just kind of like watching him as he grows and like watching him learn. That's the craziest thing about dogs, I think. Because sometimes people are like, oh, it's just a dog, but you can really see him like digesting the information and learning what to do, like learning what's right from wrong. For example, if he sees a sock now, like he'll quietly pick it up and quietly go under the bed, and if you catch his eye and he's like on his way to get under the bed, like he knows he's in trouble already. So it's interesting. I think that part is definitely very, very interesting. But yeah, like watching him grow into this like big dog is kind of funny. And it makes him feel like a child. I said feel like he's still a dog, but he's like my baby, you know what I mean? And then, oh yeah, teaching him. That part is really crazy too, because it's like, again, you can see him kind of learning, but it's also so frustrating when you're like trying to teach him and you're like, why are you not getting this? Or like, am I not conveying it properly? And then you have to remember, I'm talking to a dog. He's like never going to be verbal or conceptualize the idea of transferring information like with your mouth, if that makes any sense. I don't know, am I thinking too much into that one? Probably. But learning how to teach a nonverbal being has been a very interesting process. And I think I'm glad that I'm doing that now that I'm older and that I'm like in the stage of my life where I'm kind of ready to have kids. Not right now. Again, shouts out to my birth control. But I think that part is definitely just like really interesting to me. And it's a process. So if you do not want to go through the process of teaching a dog or teaching something like a being something non-verbally, don't get a dog. And then I think it also taught me how to be like a team member with my husband. I didn't realize how different we have like parenting styles because we grew up in similar fashions, and I feel like our parents have very similar like thought processes and stuff. So I'm like,
Oh yeah, we'd be exactly the same when it comes to like teaching a being something.
or disciplining, or like staying on schedule. Oh my god, that's hilarious. I laugh because my husband's way better at staying on schedule than I am. Like every morning he's up with him at 7:30. Every morning he eats at 11:30. Typically we eat dinner around 6:30 to 7:30. Like he's on a schedule. With me, when he's with mom, we party, we have a good time. What is time? It doesn't exist. It's this construct made up by the capitalist man. Whatever. Shouts out to Tumblr for just really making me kind of unbearable now later on in life. But yeah, those are all the things that I feel like I've learned with him. Oh, the last thing I'm gonna say is, the last thing I learned is that it's okay to sometimes feel like your dog is an asshole. It's okay. It is a-okay. It is a-okay to get upset with your dog. It's not okay to just lose it and go all Brooke Houts, but there's points where I look at my dog, like earlier today, he knows he's not supposed to be eating the guest bedrooms, like box spring, and if I'm not constantly watching him like a child, then he will try to bite it, and like sometimes it just makes me mad, and I'm like, am I doing something wrong? Does my dog just hate me? Like, what is going on? And I just remember, right now, he's just being an asshole. He doesn't understand he's being an asshole, but he is in fact being an asshole, and I just have to be okay with it. I have to tell him no, I have to take him away from the situation, and sometimes after I do that, I take myself away from the situation. I give him something so he can, you know, focus on that, like his toy behind me. I'll give him that, and then I'll just take a breather because it can be very, very frustrating. I remember watching another girl's video when she talked about, she was like, yeah, I thought I was a bad pet parent until I realized I'm not a bad pet parent. I'm just a human being. And I was like, wow, I needed that. That's a word. Thank you for that, sis. So yeah, that is pretty much everything I think that, yeah, I'm gonna talk about with like his little update. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, feel free. I'm here for it. Oh, if you want to like DM me, feel free to do that too. I've had a couple of people do that and I always reply back, so I just want to mention that as well. And again, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for becoming a random citizen of the internet. I appreciate you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Okay.